All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the SBDC webinar for the day. Today's topic is getting found on Google. I just mentioned a minute ago, if you're interested in watching any of our previous webinars, they are on our website. If you go to iictr.com and the second tab says webinars, and it has everything up through last week's. We'll have this week's webinar posted usually by the first couple days of the next week, sometimes even the same day. But you can listen to any of them if you want to be refreshed on that. This is a topic that is absolutely hot out there in the industry, and if you are a business owner, you need to make sure that you have your business covered, and that you need to make sure you have your business found on Google. If you don't, you're going to be losing business. And we're excited. Kim is one of a few people that is one of the Google certified people to be training this class. This is actually, Kim, how long is this class usually run that you've compacted it into our 30-minute time frame?
Well, this portion of it is usually about an hour, but there's add-ons that we do for another hour. So when I do this in person, it's 2 hours, but we go into Google AdSense and all of that fun other things that you can do with Google. So.
Right. Well, we appreciate she does this presentation all over, and we're excited to have Kim. She's out of the Small Business Development Center's office in Boise, and I can tell you that this is absolutely a phenomenal presentation. I'm excited to hear from Kim, and with that minor setup, Kim, I will hand the screen and microphone and everything over to you. Mic drop.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So hello, everybody. So it's so interesting doing webinars because I just feel like I'm talking to myself because all I see is my computer screen. So, but it's great to be able to offer this virtually. It saves everybody a lot of time. You know, I don't have to travel for hours and hours and hours to get to you. So I think that's fantastic. So as Brian said, I am a Google certified partner. I actually, when Google came out with this program in 2010, Boise was one of the beta cities that they tested. And they came here 2 years in a row with this program, and then they went back and revamped it and basically sent it out to the resource partners and empowered us to help you, the small business owner. I'm assuming a lot of you are small business owners that are on this. So anyhow, that's why SBDCs are Google partners, why I am specifically, but you can also find that, you know, SBAs, your chambers of commerce, your economic development officers, all of those folks can be Google partners because what Google is aiming to do is be 100% accurate in their search results. And the only way that they can be 100% accurate about the businesses that are in an area is if every business registers their Google My Business account. And if you don't know what that is, I will tell you in just a second. Actually, I will show you in just a second what that is. So right now, nationally, only about 37% of businesses have claimed their listing. Google provides this listing for free for you, and the reason they do that, it's not all altruistic. They're doing it because the more accurate their results are, then the more people use their search engine and the more people who will buy advertising. So you know, you are part of the Google wheel and a very important part, so they recognize that and they give you tools to take advantage of that. So that being said, I've been doing this particular program itself for going on almost 2 years now. And due to the efforts of myself and several other partners here in the Treasure Valley, where my home base is, we have taken the percentage of businesses who have registered online from 37%, which is the national average, to 45%. Here in Boise, or in the Boise area. I want to see that statewide raise, and so that's why I'm the kind of the Google warrior around here. So trying to make sure that everybody does this, because it is, I think this is the single most important thing that you can do online outside of a website. Everybody, you can build a website, but just because you built it doesn't mean they will come. You have to get traffic to your website, and in order to be found, you have to be on Google. And so, like I said, I think this is just one of the single most important steps you can do to be found. Okay. All right. Why are we not responding? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. If you've ever done a Google search and for a business and you see over here this listing that has pictures, a map, comes up with your phone number, pricing, hours, in this case Dandelion Chocolate's a restaurant, so there's a menu, reviews. This is what I'm talking about, and if you've ever wondered about how to get one of those, this is the workshop that's going to tell you how to do that. Like I said, it's a free listing. Google wants every single business to have one, so of course they make it free, and they make it really, really easy. So why is it important? You know, the research has shown that about 97% of consumers search the web to find local goods and services. So and you need to make sure that not only are you on the web, but you're mobile optimized. Because everybody's got a smartphone or a tablet in their pocket, and they're looking at websites, they're looking for things on the go, and if you're not ready for them to be found, then your only opportunity to be found is if somebody walks by and happens to see your sign or a referral. So this just exponentially grows the opportunity for people to find your business. And while this is primarily focused for small businesses as far as having a physical location, if you have a service location, there's an option for that too. It's not just all about walk-in traffic. So if you're worried about that, you know, this is for all businesses, okay? Just so you know, this doesn't replace your business website, but it does complement your business website. It's kind of part of the trifecta. So when we're looking at search engines and whatnot in the search universe, you know, Google's #1, and they've been #1 for a long time. And then our other two largest search engines are Facebook and YouTube. Well, interestingly enough, YouTube is owned by Google. So having a presence on those three places will actually help you be found. Because the whole point and the part of search engine optimization, you'll hear that term thrown around, or SEO, is how large is your online footprint. Okay, so Google will judge you by how large or how small your online footprint is and rank you accordingly. So if you are out, you've got your Google My Business page, you've got a good website with lots of great content, you've got a Facebook page, you maybe got a blog going with a lot of nice entries that are still relevant, Google will look at all of these things and say, wow, these guys, they must be good, so they'll rank you higher in the rankings. If you only have one of those pieces, they'll rank you lower because you're not as relevant. So remember, when you are thinking about this, is that Google wants to be the answer. They want to be the best 100% accurate answer. So if I put in pizza in Idaho Falls, what I want to get is a list of pizza places in Idaho Falls. I don't want to get a list of pizza places in Pocatello because that's not useful, right? So this is why we're doing this. Okay? All right. Cookie, make sure I've covered everything. All right. So many of you have probably seen this feature, the Google Maps, and the Google My Business is linked with Google Maps. They're actually two different departments at Google, but they're linked and they use one another. So if you've ever looked at something and wondered how do I get my business with a little pin right in the middle of it, this is part of how you do it. So by registering your Google My Business, you can get a pin, it'll update the maps, and suddenly you'll exist in the online universe for that mapping. Okay. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so I mentioned the mobile aspect. A couple years ago, Google specifically came out and said, hey, if you're not mobile optimized, we're going to drop you in the rankings because we realize that everybody is looking at stuff on their mobile devices. And if your website isn't mobile optimized, it's not good enough. And so when I say mobile optimized, it means that it displays correctly on the phones or tablets without me having to stretch or enlarge the print. Okay, so I should be able to log on to your website and read it immediately without doing any kind of scrolling side to side or enlarging the print. That's what we mean by mobile optimized. It's really easy to figure out whether or not you are optimized for mobile. Is you just pick up your phone and look at your website. So Google gave everybody about a 6-month grace period, and then those who hadn't made the changes automatically got dumped in the rankings, and their rankings dropped sometimes a whole page. So it's really, really important. If you don't have this, you can let me know and I can tell you how to get to that point. So, okay. Oh, I went backwards, pardon me. Okay. So here's the steps. I can share these slides with everyone. But I honestly think that it's so intuitive that you'll be able to follow through and do this very easily. So the URL that you go to is gybo.com, which stands for Get Your Business Online, .com/business. You enter your name, your business name and your city, and then hit Find Out. You're going to get one of 3 options. So one of them is you're on the map, you've claimed your spot, everything's good, you can go in and update things, you've been verified. Basically, this is the place that you really want to be, is here. Most businesses are, well, we found you, but it doesn't seem to be correct, you haven't claimed the business, it has not been verified, so log in here and get that done. Or finally, which is probably what a lot of newer businesses will find, is you're not on the map at all and we have to add you from get-go. It's easy to do. It's not a problem. But you're going to get one of these 3 results. Guess what? You have to log into a Google account. Everything is linked to your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, it's probably not a bad idea to have one just because of all of the apps and applications and bonuses that Google gives you access to with one. But if you are foursquare against having a Google account and absolutely not, you don't want one, but you still want to claim this Google My Business, please let me know. There is a way around it. It's not the greatest, but it's not as it's fine. It's just not as convenient as having a Gmail. Okay. Why do I keep going backwards? Sorry about that. Okay. So there's going to be a screen that comes up says we couldn't find, in this case, Stasha's Bakery. So you will confirm, yes, I've entered the name and address correctly. So please double check and make sure that you have entered the address correctly. Keying errors can be an issue for getting verified. So, and then we're going to come to the next set of things that you can do. So the name, the country, the street address. Now for those of you who don't have a physical address and are operating out of your home, you still have to give your physical address, but Google's very, very careful about protecting your privacy. So go ahead, give them the address, and in just a second I'll show you why it's not going to be a problem, okay? You're not going to have people showing up at your house at 2:30 in the morning wanting to buy baked goods, okay? Make sure that you give them your business phone. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. And your business phone doesn't have to be a landline. It can be a mobile phone. Since so many people have given up landlines, you can do either one. And then you get to choose a category. The categories are preset. So is there going to be a category that's perfectly fit for your business? Maybe. It's about a 50-50 chance. It took them about 3 years before they gave a category that actually matched what the Idaho SBDC does. So, but up until that point, I just had 3 different categories that touched on all of the things that we did. Now they actually have a category that really matches what we do. So you have to pick one category right now. You can go in later and update and add other categories. So just pick the one that most closely resembles what you do at this point in time. All right, so we want to keep your residential space private. So this is where you will say, I deliver goods and services to my customers at their location, okay? You may or may not actually do that, but that's just the default so that we don't have people coming to your house. And then you get to click and say either in a specific city or zip code, or you can do within a radius of your home. And what will happen on the map is they will drop a pin in the center of your zip code. So it won't be like on your street or anything, it'll just be in your zip code. So it'll be anonymous enough that people shouldn't be able to find you if you don't want them to, okay? Okay, great. Okay, so obviously you have to agree to their terms of service. That's just a given. You're welcome to read those. So you're going to have 2 opportunities to get verified. Now, Google is going to mail you a business card. It's like a little postcard with a 6-digit code that you will come back in later to verify. Now, when you're verified, you get full access to the Google My Business app and everything that it does. You also are on the web 100%. You get to make changes, update phone numbers, hours, photos, all of this stuff. So it is very important to verify. And if you find that there is an option where you can't get verified, something's wrong, something's coming up, there's a way that I can help you do it. I actually have to be there though, and if that's the case, you guys are all in for a lot of fun. I will be in your area on the 6th in Pocatello, and I will be back in Idaho Falls on the 22nd. So if you can't get verified and you need me to come work my Google magic for you in person, there's opportunities to do that coming up. So, but try the mail first because I'm sorry?
I love it that you're coming to town.
Well, I was in town on Saturday, but I didn't tell anybody. I kind of sneaked in and sneaked back out. So, anyway, try the mail first, and if it doesn't work, talk to me second. And just because I'm not right there. Eventually, I want to have a me in every region of the state so that you don't have to wait for me to travel for something like this. And eventually I will get probably Frosty and Brian certified on this as well. So, okay. We're going to skip this because it's not relevant. This is not relevant to you either unless you're having problems. Okay, so I'm going to skip this, but know that if you're having problems, you can contact me, and we will get my contact information up right before the end of this. So once you get into your listing, what you want to do is complete it. Make sure it's wonderful. You know, get your hours of operation in there and make sure they're accurate. You can even put special summer hours or Christmas hours or Memorial Day hours or whatever. Add photos. You know, the Google streetcar that comes around and does the street view comes around about once every 18 months to our area. Actually, I know they come once every 18 months to Boise. I don't know that they make it that frequently to the rest of the state. I'm assuming they do, but I don't know that for sure. So what can happen is that the picture that is taken from the Google Street View can be dated very quickly. It also can happen that it came on a day when it's trash day, or, you know, there's the big giant delivery truck parked in front of your house. I mean, whatever it is. The street view is not always the best representation of your business. So, but you get the opportunity to upload a lot of photos and show off what you've got going on. You can, at the outside, the inside, your team, things that you sell. If you're a service business, your service while you're at work, that kind of thing. You also, if you want, you can have a virtual tour. It's like a 3D where somebody can virtually walk through visually online your space. And if you're interested in that, I can find a trusted photographer that can help you with that. You can also read and respond to reviews, which is really important as well. Google sets a lot of store by reviews left on Google and Facebook and Yelp as well, but obviously probably a little more weight to the Google reviews. If you get one, make sure that you are responding to them, even if it's just a thank you for a positive review. That shows that you're a responsive business owner. And if you get a negative review, you cannot delete it. You know, that's not how the world of the internet works, okay? So, but you can respond to it. And my suggestion for responding to negative reviews is you're twofold. First, you're responding to the person who's unhappy and you're hoping to resolve their issue, but also know that chances are there's just some people who are never going to be happy and there's not much you can do. But secondly, and most importantly, is you're leaving a history for new customers to look at and make judgments about you. Okay? So, with that said, when you respond to negative reviews, make sure that you respond in a professional, reasonable manner. My kind of pat answer is, you know, I'm really sorry you were unhappy. I would love to talk to you more about this. Please contact me via phone or email. That takes it offline. You have not promised them anything, saying I'm going to give you something free, I'm refunding your money, whatever that happens to be. You've taken it offline, and you've also put the ball back in their court. So if they choose to contact you, awesome. If they don't, fine. You've left a trail for new clients to look at and realize, okay, this person's pretty cool. So, all right. So once you get in, you can go to this interface. If you see this right here, when you get your postcard, it says you've requested a verification postcard. This is where you would go to hit enter, by the way. And you're like, how do I get here? I don't understand. So when you're in your Gmail account, if you see this little navigation pod right here, you can go to your Google My Business. You click on it, and it will go to your apps, just like your calendar, your Gmail, or your Google Drive. It's up there as well. Or you can log in at business.google.com. Okay, so you hit edit, and you get to add your hours, your phone number, your website, and you can link it directly to your website, which I think is fabulous. It enlarges your online footprint that I was talking to. Don't forget to apply your changes if you change your hours. I love that they've finally given us options for every single day of the week. We used to pretty much be like, well, this is what it is, Monday through Friday or Saturday and Sunday. We didn't have options for varying hours on different days of the week, and they finally have changed that. Okay, so If you have holiday hours, I think this is fantastic. There's nothing more frustrating than to show up to a business and have them closed because it's summer and they've decided to go fishing on Friday afternoons, and good for them. I think they should be able to do that, but I also don't want to be inconvenienced because they forgot to tell me, right? So this is your opportunity to communicate with customers. Okay, so that shows you how to set it up. It's pretty darn easy. Uploading photos. So profile photos, logo, this is all your branding. So make sure that it's consistent with what's on your website and any other place on the web. You can add interior photos of your business. You can add exterior photos, so you can go and take really nice photos that are so much nicer than what the Google Street View got. If you are a restaurant, you can take pictures of the things that you offer. If you sell items, you can take pictures of things that you have for sale. And also there's an opportunity to put staff photos up, which I think is fantastic to be able to give people an idea of what you look like. So some of the other tools that you can look at from here is looking at insights and seeing how people interact with your information on Google, respond to your reviews, look and start if you decide that you want to actually pay for advertising. I think that's excellent. So another wonderful option is they have added managers. So when I first started this, I claimed the Google thing, or the Google My Business listing, and I was it. There was no transfer, there was no nothing. So if I got hit by a bus or fired or quit or whatever, I took that with me because it was linked to my Gmail account. Now I can assign managers, and that way we can make sure that this really important piece of property stays with the business and not with an individual. Okay. I told you how to return to Google My Business, so there's google.com/business right there. And there's also an app that you can download. It's great. It's on Android or iPhone. Literally takes like about a minute to download, and you can upload photos on the go. And I think that's really fantastic because of the things that you can do with that. So I'm going to go to the, since I have just a minute, I'm going to show you. It helps if I'm trying not to type and talk at the same time, so I should have had this up sooner. Google My Business. So I'm going to log in. Actually, it's already got me logged in. So give me just a second as it, okay, here's my locations. So here's my SBDC location. So as you can see, this is the one that I maintain for our main office here in Boise. You can see here's a photo of us at a staff meeting. Here's our business. You can actually see, gosh, that's fancy. You can see the shadow of the Google car. You can see the building. That's my office right there, I want you to know. It's the window I'm looking at right now. But it's not, doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the business itself. So just the other day I added a photo of the front office door as well as the reception area. We have pictures of our staff out here. Here's our reception area. Here's one of our staff members consulting with one of our clients. You can tell he's really happy about me taking this picture. And then me going up to counsel, and by the way, that's me, in case those of you didn't see a picture of me earlier. So yeah, so you can do all of this, and it's available. We have our phone number, we have our hours, and I only have 2 Google reviews, but that's okay. I'll live. So, but then I also want you to look at what I can do on the inside. So internally, this should look somewhat familiar from the presentation that I just gave you. I can look and see how many people are looking for us, so 2,200 searches, and this is in the last 30 days, right? 3,200 views, in the last 30 days and 1,000 actions. So that's really, people are looking for starting a business in Boise. I can also look and see what they're looking at. They're looking at the listing on the search. They're looking at the listing on the map. I can see that they are being directed from my Google My Business over to my website, or they're requesting directions, or they're just flat out calling me. So I can look at this from day to day. I can actually change this to the last 90 days and find that information as well. I can look and see what days are heavier for phone calls. So strangely enough, nobody calls us on Saturday and Sunday because we're closed, and our Google listing reflects that. Our views of our photos they're actually a little higher right at the moment, I think, just because I've been doing this a lot to people. So, and our photo quality. So we've got good photo quality. So you can see you can get a lot of information out of your Google My Business listing. And you can set it up and just leave it alone. I play with it all the time because I'm always in here helping customers and clients. So, but you can just set it up and let it work for you and not really do much more beyond that. So, okay, I'm out of time. I just got notifications from Brian. So are there any questions?
There is a question that came into the chat box here from Sonia. It says, I would love to become certified and learn from you. What do I need to do to get involved? So tell her kind of what your training process has been with Google.
Okay, so Sonia, first thing, where do you work?
You can put that in the chat box. I think I muted most of the people. So.
Okay. Okay, so generally, most Google partners are part of SBDCs, chambers, those kinds of things. So if that is the case, then you can go out to the GYBO website and go to the partner link and look at apply to be a partner. Now they do have certain partners that are for-profit businesses, like the trusted photographers on those, like marketing firms and whatnot as well. I'm a little less familiar with how that works, but I'm pretty sure that you just apply to be a partner, just like in the same spot, and they'll put you in the right spot. So if you look, here's a bunch of our partners, that all the Google partners that are in the area. So yeah, so I guess basically go out to the website and fill out the form.
Great. And do you want to share your email address?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, let me bring up our website and well, they changed the name of all the regions. I don't know where I live anymore. Okay, so, that's really big. So yours truly, right there, klabrum@boisestate.edu, and that's KLABRUM at boisestate.edu. This is actually the phone number to our main desk, but that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you're going to call my phone, call and talk to Shonda and she'll get you through. She's on her phone more frequently than I am. If you email me, your chances are of getting a response are a lot greater, or at least a lot quicker. Just because I do a lot of training and I do a lot of consulting, and so I don't answer phone calls while I'm doing either one of those.
Great. Any other questions, comments? It's kind of hard. I would encourage you, if something sparked you that you need some assistance with today, to email her and get in touch with her. And like she said, she'll be over here to the Women's Conference on the 6th, and we'll be glad to help you out in any way, shape, or form we can to make sure that your business is recognized on Google. She is the #1 resource that I know of, having been in this business for quite a few years. That she's the first person that I would recommend going to be that has the expertise in this area. So thank you so much, Kim, for your presentation and time today. Wish we for some of these presentations like this, we could easily take 2 hours, like I know that this presentation is, and every business could benefit from that. So thank you for your participation and your preparation, Kim. And we will have this recording possibly up today. If not, next week we'll have it up on our website, iictr.com. Next week's webinar is communicating and inspiring coworkers. This will be done by one of our regional directors of the SBDC. We're excited for next week's. It should be a really good presentation. If you have employees in your business, we'd love to have you join us next Friday. As always, get out there and make it happen in your business. Thank you so much, Kim, and everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you. Hey, before everybody runs away, the Women's Conference, I'm speaking on email marketing. So if you want to start email marketing or learn more about it, come to the Women's Conference on the 6th of April at the Showband Casino.
It's down in Fort Hall. A great meeting. It is sponsored by the SBDC out of the Region 5 out of Pocatello. So excited to see you there. We'll look forward to seeing you next in a couple weeks there, Kim.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.